First, let's meet the world number 4, Chongqing from China. Now get ready for the world number 1, SUNYINGSHA from China.
Well, the weight of expectation on the shoulders of SUNYINGSHA must be huge. The defending champion, one match away from her title defense. This crowd expects great things from SUNYINGSHA. The entire country expects great things from SUNYINGSHA, as I'm sure she expects great things from herself. Adam Barbaro alongside me here, the world number 1 taking on world number 4, Chen Tong. Can she cause an upset today in this best of 7 games?
Well, while it's a best of 7, the odds are always in favor of the favorite a little bit more. Law of averages here. The last time they met, it was definitely quite a story. And look at this head-to-head in WTT, 2-2. Their most recent encounter, Chen Tong, showed that she's capable, willing, and able. So, highest world number 3, a lot of points up for grabs here, Chen Tong. SUNYINGSHA way out in front of the rest of the gang. And with Wang Manyu out due to an injury in the last round,
the umpire of
that's
this
just
match,
even more padding between 1 and 2 in the world.
China.
So Li Lin, our umpire, will take care of the coin toss between these two.
Red or blue? Red or blue? Red for Chen Tong, blue for SUNYINGSHA. Blue, SUNYINGSHA on the toss. What do you want? Receive, which side? Good match.
Well, SUNYINGSHA wins the toss, and will she win the match? That is the question.
Well, last time they met, it didn't work out in her favor. And I remember it clearly here in the round of 16 at the finals Fukuoka, the end of last year, WTT finals. An early exit for someone so dominant in the game. It just shows you how smooth and unfazed Chen Tong can be. Look, she was down 0-1. Sha took the first game. Tight game number 5 here. 10-8. And that is match point. A best of 5 finish. This is a best of 7. And as Sha showed earlier, after an incredible comeback against Wang Yidi, where she was down 0-2 and 1-4, she turned things around. The 24-year-old has nerves of steel. Just, it seems like she has not a care or worry in the world. You probably saw her licking her mouth after during the interview. She's just not concerned about anything, and when you're this well prepared, nor should she be.
Yeah, and that's her route through to the final. It was a thrilling semi-final against Wang Yidi. She had to come from behind to win that. Wang Yidi had her chances, she had game points, but the difference between them was that SUNYINGSHA took her chances when she had them. She was just that bit more clinical.
Satsuki Oto giving quite a scare to the crowd as well. An incredible match there. You can see the highlights on WTT's social media. But the 27-year-old world ranked number 4, Chen Tong, for me in recent years, has really just leveled up her game. Getting through Zheng Yijing 3-1, Xin Bin 3-0, Kuai Man 3-0, and then Wang Manyu, the walkover after a tight match, was well on its way. Now she comes here with, I was going to say a little bit more energy, perhaps, as she wasn't taken to a decider in that walkover.
Well, yes, of course, those semi-finals played earlier on today. SUNYINGSHA involved in 6 games. It was 2-1 in the semi-final. In Chen Tong's match, they left that in the 4th game earlier on, and that's what they're playing for. Not just the prize money, but those impressive trophies as well. And of course, the semi-finals earlier on today. How will those players have spent the last few hours ahead of that one?
That's a great question. Probably not doing something that they wish they could that you could do, casting their fan votes on WorldTableTennis.com or the WTT app. So, nearly 3/4 behind Sha on this in terms of the fan vote. How have they prepared? I think they've all got their routines. I think it means eating some food. I think it means looking at some clouds outside, watching your favorite videos, listening to your favorite songs, taking some deep breaths, and then back to the training hall. So here they are after their training hall, their workout, their warm-up. Chen Tong will start it off, best of 7 with the serves.
Last one.
SUNYINGSHA gets the opening point of this game. It's so tense inside this arena. It's going to be really difficult for Chongqing to block out the noise, do you think?
She's used to it. Born and raised in China, training in China. Stadiums are full in China. And in the past few years, let's say the last 2 years or so, if you've played in a stadium in China, it's basically like playing an away game for anyone playing against SUNYINGSHA.
SUNYINGSHA just so impressive on the serve. We've got some fantastic stats about SUNYINGSHA's serving. All matches prior to this final, she's won 92 of 159 serves. That's quite some statistic.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, sounded 60%-ish, but
2-0.
as soon as you said 92, I was thinking 92%? That can't be. But yeah, out of 150-something serves, okay. So dead even, just like their WTT head-to-head. First serve didn't work out in Chongqing Tong's favor.
Three, two.
I like this because Tong is known for her speed and her cool. She's very smooth, but she plays it soft to start. Right to the middle, just slowly, letting Sha-Sha take the first big swing.
Well, it looked as though SUNYINGSHA would have the beating of Chongqing in that rally, do you think?
It's tough to tell. It didn't appear that way to me. It felt fairly even. I think Chongqing well in position in that rally. It's creating a little bit more stress for Sha-Sha to find the opening, catch her off guard.
Off guard that time.
Yeah, the serve set this one up quite nicely. Right to the baseline. That's what a long serve is. Right near your baseline, lands at your opponent's baseline. And then you get something lukewarm and Sha-Sha with an unpredictable parallel winner. Kwai-Mon there on the left of the screen watching on with the next generation. Kwai-Mon a wild card here, world number 7.
4-5.
Chongqing with quite a lesson there. For Kwai-Mon, the next in line.
Chongqing left herself exposed there, allowed SUNYINGSHA way too much time on the ball.
In the touch game, it's a fine balance. Keep the opponent off the attack, or if you let them attack, make sure they're not in a good position. Sha-Sha moved in well for that when it was just a little bit high.
6-5.
And do you think that because SUNYINGSHA has played twice as many games today as Chongqing, that fitness will come into this? I mean, they're both incredible athletes, but do you think there'll be any kind of element of tiredness at all?
I don't think so. It's a good question.
6-5.
Some players, you know, Xu would play 3 events, sometimes 3 matches in the same day, best of 7, and he just gets better as he goes. I think the physical fitness out here. I just heard that Sha-Sha's played 157 minutes, and it sounded like Tong 128 minutes. So that's before the finals started. So in terms of exhaustion, I mean, you wouldn't leave it to chance. These people could run miles and miles. They could play 5 matches in a day if they needed to. I think it's more the mental drain than it is a physical thing for these players.
5-8.
It is really taxing, and there is something to say for mentally draining is also physically draining. That's why players tense up when things are important, when matches get tight. Players do as well. They have to stay loose. When Sha-Sha's loose, that's when she took over control of this game.
That's so good. 4 points ahead now, and this could be where she really starts to pull away at him.
Well, she's definitely one step closer, continuing. There was a sense of freedom where she played a few forehands, and 6 of the last 8 points here. For me, it's that flexibility, the adaptability, the freedom that she seems to feel.
9-6.
Beautiful counter anticipation just a little bit as Chongqing backs up and slaps it back to the baseline. A forehand flick. This ball right here, Sha-Sha. Look at the cross there, seatbelt shot right across the chest from Chongqing.
Well, she had a 4-point cushion, and it's amazing how quickly a lead like that can evaporate. Chengqingtong, just a picture of coolness.
Please continue playing.
That's her thing.
7-9.
They both have elements of coolness. It's pretty crazy. These might be 2 of the coolest players in the world.
And you could hear the exhilaration, the effort that went into earning that game point from SUNYINGSHA.
The pivot to transition from the middle. Look at her lean, Sha-Sha, and get ready for the finishing lean. She really balanced her weight well to get some twist from that waist to pull the forehand off the elbow, and she's got 3 game points now.
Sends the ball skywards, and SUNYINGSHA wraps up the opening game 11 points to 7. Looking good indeed in her title defense here.
Yeah, getting knocked out in the round of 16 to a teammate who's now world number 4 doesn't feel good. What Sha-Sha does is she takes names and she starts doing homework. There are a lot of fans here screaming for her, but while she's getting screams and social media posts, she's not on social media. She's in her room studying, she's in the training hall training, she's preparing mentally, taking care of herself to win it out here when it counts.
Here we go then, advantage SUNYINGSHA to kick off this final. The defending champion looking to make it back-to-back. She's already won the Singapore Smash this year. Can she add the WTT champions in Chongqing to this ever-growing trophy collection that she's got?
Love all.
She rounded the table there. She was just ready to bounce SUNYINGSHA.
Yeah, this is recognizing an opportunity quickly and knowing that you must finish the point. That's some power. Really, much less topspin needed when you catch the ball at its peak like that. So the finisher from that angle, pace for real.
1-0.
A little bit more traditional in the counter topspin game here. Quite a pacey shot as well. Quick, right down the line, sneaks it past. Xia-Xia's facial expression said it all, I think. Whew, okay, okay, I see you.
Big power on the forehand from SUNYINGSHA.
That's her glamour shot. I was impressed because Chongqing-Tong's drop, her touch was so good. And then she gave a ball that felt awkward and spinny. A rhythm breaker, that's low. And Xia-Xia goes inside out for that. You shouldn't have to worry about that.
The big forehand in action once again. SUNYINGSHA with 2 powerful points.
Tong's trying to escape it. A long push to the forehand after going to the backhand side before when Xia-Xia steps around.
3-1.
This is an escape room right now. And the room is made of Xia-Xia's forehand.
4-1.
Which is crazy because in the women's game, especially at the top speeds, and the top players in the world from China are known for their speed. And Chongqing-Tong still hasn't been able to escape at this game. Oh, that's an escape. A counter, an answer to a powerful forehand flat hit back. Quite a statement for the second time in this match. We just saw a spanking get spanked. Up on one foot, kill, nope. Right back to the baseline. No time to react, just a little shake of the head there. Some water out of the ear and ready for the next point. Xia-Xia doing well to hang in with the change of pace. That last ball, right to the middle, about 80%.
2-5.
Li Lin warning the players, making sure they don't delay too much.
Chongqing-Tong coming under real pressure there. She sends her backhand into the net, and SUNYINGSHA opens up a bigger advantage now with 4 points.
That forehand once again. You and I have talked about it throughout the week, but in the women's game, it's usually a lot more backhand to backhand rallies for efficiency. Xia-Xia is playing a lot with her forehand. Dangerous weapon.
Of course, Chongqing-Tong has got one of the best backhands in the women's game.
Some statistics on that, yeah? You're just saying from your observations.
She's looked really good with her backhand play all week. It's been something that's been really impressive from the world number 4.
Got it, got it. Yeah, no doubt.
Four, 6.
A little bit of high-octane backhand-to-backhand rally. More of what I would have expected, I'd say, throughout this match. Again, looking for the elbow and then occasionally going wide. Getting a player to lean off balance. It's tough when you're playing a home game, but it feels like an away game.
Utterly in control. Chongqing-Tong looks skywards as if to look for answers.
Quite interesting. The receiver's game this match, it's been really a receiver's game. Look at this. 1 out of every 8 serves that Tong serves, and less than 3 of every 8 for Xia-Xia.
9, 4.
What do you put that down to? Is that perhaps just a nervy atmosphere? Is it the magnitude of the occasion? Because those stats are way down on what we've seen all week.
It's a great question. I don't know exactly. I mean, clearly the receivers are strong, but I think there is an advantage to having the first shot of any rally normally.
It's 16 points now for SUNYINGSHA. If she gets this, she's 2 games away from retaining her title. Wraps up the second, 11 points to 4. It was a comprehensive second game for SUNYINGSHA. Impenetrable.
Double the points of her opponent so far total in this match. Quite a convincing start here from someone looking for revenge. And in the beginning, it wasn't smooth. We saw it right away. Tong change of pace, play down the middle. Sometimes you just have to figure out how to stop yourself from getting in your own way. Life is a mental game, whether we're living it for real or we're living in a vat somewhere just in a simulation. And Tong has freed her mind, and it's definitely freed up her arm to play the forehand, to play backhands from the forehand side and move the feet fast to capture any opportunity that she gets twice as often as her opponent.
SUNYINGSHA really is another level. Not only is she world #1 by quite some distance, she's also into triple figures, 102 WTT wins. That's more than any man or woman currently playing or any past player as well. And it's hard, Adam, to put that into words, isn't it? 102 WTT singles wins, and she's still just 24.
I thought you put it into words perfectly. I wasn't even looking your way when you said it, and I understood it perfectly. You're a wordsmith.
It's just so impressive. It's hard to comprehend numbers like that.
No, 100%, 102%.
103 after this, perhaps.
Ooh. Nice tight serve here. It's the beware of dog sign, the threat waiting on the other side of the net there, that forehand flick. Chongqing followed her serve nicely just to add that pressure. Little Chongqinghua there. The local dialect, essentially Jiao in Chongqingese.
1-2.
SUNYINGSHA sends the ball flying past the shoulders of Chongqing, who applied great pressure in that rally.
Looking for that middle here, back and forth, but Tong got her last shot more clearly on the backhand, which allowed for more racket speed.
1-2.
Good variation in the pushing game here from Tong. Again, a push isn't the glamour shot. Rarely do top 10 points end with a push. But it's not about the top 10, it's about winning the points, and Tong knowing that well here. Quick to adapt, Sha gets ready for the long push to the backhand side, replants the feet quickly, doesn't crowd the table too much, doesn't overcommit.
3-0.
SUNYINGSHA sets herself up well with a decent serve. Some great power in this rally. She's so compact, isn't she?
Not only is she compact, she moves in and out so well, covers the middle there, and the way she comes forward with that backhand, taking any opportunity she can to gain advantage.
3-5.
It's funny, I would describe her as quite compact normally. Game number 2, her forehand from the start was so prevalent. It was shockingly prevalent in that game. And it still worked, so compact or not, she's just adjusting so quickly.
4-5.
Good deception on the serve here. Appeared to be a kicker with a nice after motion from Chongqing, so that shovel serve causing some trouble for Xia.
That's 5-0. Say 5.
There's only been one previous meeting between this pair where Chongqing has failed to get a single game on the board. You'd have to go all the way back to 2021 to find that occasion.
5-7.
Even from a step and a half behind the table, the forehand is powerful. Xia takes 2 steps back. And that stroke, it's not just the power, it's that she's so flexible, you can't tell where she's going to go.
5-7. Six, 7.
Similar serve, the shovel that we saw, jumping out on that second bounce, Chongqing using it effectively. The touch in this moment, it looked like it was over for sure. The type of shot that people wouldn't even go for. Look how close to the net that stays, and Xia touches it in just the way that it can't be counterattacked and manages to take back the driver's seat in this rally. That's gotta hurt. Mentally, these two players are so focused, but when you're playing at the level that Chongqing has been, and you have the luck and it's not enough, that's tough.
9-6. 7-9.
Chongqing has reached the final at WTT Champions level before. Macau 2022, yet to win a title at this level. Compare that to SUNYINGSHA, who's already got 5 Champions titles to her name.
Comparison done.
Eight, 9.
Chongqing keeping up the pressure.
Yeah, this is a very pivotal point in the best of 7. To capture this game, this is what Xia had to do against Wang Yidi in the semis. She was down 0-2. It was tight in game 3.
SUNYINGSHA brings up 2 match points in emphatic fashion.
To hit it this hard on a receive and recoil to do it again. More parallel with the forehand. It's self-defense for Tong. While she's solid in the defense, Xia not going wide to the line, but a little bit closer to the wrist there, setting up 2 game points for a 3-0 lead. Nice change up here. Tong bringing out some side spin like we haven't seen. Bit of back and side spin there. Strawberry underspin, if you will.
Oh.
2 game points saved. Who saw this coming?
To withstand that much pressure, Xia goes essentially for broke with this backhand. The pace on it, and that's the defense we were talking about. It hasn't been easy to find, but Xia plays it to the safer length of the table here. A little bit of predictability, and now alternating serves at deuce.
It's a 3rd game point now for SUNYINGSHA. She'll be frustrated with the last couple of points. She'll want to get this one over the line now at the 3rd time of asking.
Had the serves with her last 2 game points. Strong 3rd ball, as you recall, with the backhand last time she had the serve.
SUNYINGSHA again away from retaining the title she won last year. It was a valiant effort from CHENXINGTONG, but she just didn't have enough to really challenge. Saving those 2 game points, though, that was much more promising from the world number 4.
Yeah, CHENXINGTONG has a solid counter game and defense, but when Xia opens with big power, recoils to do it again. Her patterns are constantly changing. CHENXINGTONG is going to need to find answers in the receive game to keep Xia from getting that 3rd ball with the power that she has.
Players making their way back out onto the table, picking up their rackets, and it must feel like a long walk for CHENXINGTONG. Down 3 games in this final and facing a phenomenal talent on the other side of the table. Defending champion now just a game away from going back-to-back here.
Love 1.
Good start here in the 4th, CHENXINGTONG. Again, they each have a timeout, no coaches on benches as they're both playing for the Chinese national team here. I like the placement on this, into the middle. Xia's forehand is strong, but she has to take it from behind the body on this because it's so into the middle and it's so deep.
Love.
SUNYINGSHA was poised and ready to receive.
Ma Lin watches on with the finger mustache. Classic for a man in deep thought. I guess anyone in deep thought, really. Finger mustache.
One, 3.
SUNYINGSHA will have things to think about now, going 2 points down in this 4th game. Not in trouble, of course, but not the way she would have expected to start.
Yeah, she does definitely get into a rhythm.
That was absolutely superb. SUNYINGSHA opening up the table, and you could hear the effort that both players were putting into this rally.
Yeah, that told the whole story. The grunts back and forth, the abbreviated strokes covering the middle, and then the short side, and Xia knew exactly what to do to angle it back behind.
3-0.
So a quick start for Chongqing-Tong, recovered here.
Timeout.
The timeout on Tong Tong's side. I think this is a mature timeout, a good timeout. She's in a must-win situation this game. Started off with the first 2 points, can't ask for much more than that.
You mentioned, of course, no coach in your corner. What do players, how do they approach their timeouts when it's just them and their thoughts?
Well, this is why you train it in the practice hall just the same way. Any match you play, anytime you're training, you don't always have a coach in your ear. That was a beautiful flat hit from earlier. But I think in terms of the thinking, it's what's working for me, what's not. Breathe deeply. How do I change? How do I get different results? Sometimes you're just trying to play back in your memory. What placement's on the table? What spin? What variation? Just what is going to help my chances? And a lot of times it's visualization. Whether it's remembering Fukuoka in the round of 16 just a few months ago, or whether it's a training hall. Chongqing-Tong is capable of beating anybody in the world, and she's 50-50 in WTT with the most dominant in the game, who stands ahead of her right now 3-0 in this match. There's being honest with yourself, there's being optimistic, and a nice combination where you empower yourself to bring your best performance to the table. This setup was so good, and still SUNYINGSHA handles this awkward spinny ball from under the table. Tong Tong played that opening forehand, what felt like a perfect way to do it. You want to see the rally continue. It was a long way to go as Ma Junfeng and the rest of the Chinese delegation watch on. That two-shot combination was deadly. Sha-Sha had to turn her back to the table.
That's the kind of rally you almost feel yourself holding your breath during.
I love these rallies. We've gotten a fair share of them so far. Just want to see if the ball is going to come down. They've both been forced into a passive shot, a bit of a lob on the other side. Very fluid, wristy shot. Tong Tong getting so much racket speed on that with a very short stroke. Much unlike the forehand, the backhand depends more on the wrist. Therefore, there's less tell, less clues as to what's coming your way. Fewer clues. English.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Awesome. Tong Tong in good position here, protecting from a cross-court forehand, keeping Sha-Sha behind the table. Zhou Yike, their personal coach for SUNYINGSHA. Wang Yibi watching on behind. Huaiman there as well. There's such a community sense within the Chinese team that even the personal coach does a good job of being relatively neutral in this situation. WTT, the biggest stage in the world, but Sha-Sha's last final, she was bageled, 4-0. That was not in a WTT event. So to come out here and do that to her opponent's defeater would make quite a statement.
It's hard to believe, looking at the scoreline as it is now, to think that that could have happened.
And a gift, Alihu. Tough times here, especially in crucial moments like this.
Tough times for both.
Yeah, nice way to bounce back from that. A little bit of resilience. Two of the shortest rallies. The shortest followed by the second shortest, you'd have to imagine. At least tied for second shortest.
SUNYINGSHA brings up 3 championship points, a point away from back-to-back champions titles here in Chongqing.
Please continue play. 10-7.
The sky is the limit for SUNYINGSHA. Defending champion defends the title she won last year in a thriller against Wang Manyu. This year she powers past Chongqing in straight games. An emphatic victory for China's icon of table tennis. So impressive out there today, Adam.
I didn't expect it to be this quick. Chongqing-Tong's in outstanding form. And yet here today, SUNYINGSHA let nothing get past her. She adapted. It wasn't the fastest start, and she still won game 1, 11-7. A nail-biter in game number 3, saving 2 game points and winning 4 straight from 8-10 down. And in the end, making the ticket holders happy here. A stadium full of fans, and the world number 1 adds more points to the distance between her and everybody else in the world.
She is an absolute phenomenon, SUNYINGSHA. She's got such star appeal as well. She packs out these stadiums, the fans in the fan park wearing jumpers with her face on it. She really does have star quality like none other. And that is yet another trophy for the SUNYINGSHA cabinet. That is impressive stuff indeed. Just over half an hour, a straight games victory over Chengxingtong. A worthy winner, SUNYINGSHA. A popular winner, indeed.
We have to remember, this is quite an event for Chongqing-Tong as well. She's going to get quite a bit of points up here to add to her world ranking. The world number 4 outperforming the world number 3 and the world number 2 here. But the world number 1 hoarding more points, collecting from all the work that she's put in. It feels like just yesterday I was asking her in the Ask a Pro Anything interview, what are you working on in your game? And you know what she said? She said, singles. Well, look at her now. Another title. 4th time after having her face on the Roll of Honor 3 times more than any other woman in the game. And she adds another one here. The defending champ holds it down. And that tall trophy has her name written all over it.
Title of the year for SUNYINGSHA, 103rd singles win at WTT level, and let's hear from her now that she's caught her breath.
Congratulations on winning WTT Champions Chongqing 2025. Talk to us about that match today against Chengqingtong. She's always given you a little bit of difficulty or trouble, but today at 4-0, it looked very easy.
恭喜莎莎获得 WTT 重庆2025冠军赛的总冠军。之前信彤对你来说一直是一个比较难打的选手，但是今天你以4比0轻松的取胜，你对此有没有什么特别的想法呢？
我觉得还是首先今天这场比赛，我觉得是不管从准备啊，包括赛场上的这种准备，然后还有这种在赛场上的球与球之间的衔接，我觉得今天不管是在前3板，包括相持方面，我觉得自己整体的节奏还是都非常好，所以说整场比赛感觉节奏都在自己这边在掌握吧，我觉得。
So first of all, my preparations before this match, I did a great performance, and especially during this match, my first 3 shots and my rallies, I did a great job, and I think I caught the rhythm all the time, which I think was very good for me.
With winning this title, how much more special does it mean for you winning in front of the fans here in China at home?
能不能给大家分享一下这次在中国的主场面对这么多支持你的粉丝获得了冠军，有没有什么特别的感受呢？
当然，我觉得首先能够获得这次重庆冠军赛的冠军还是非常开心吧。其实我觉得从第1场一直到最后1场，然后我觉得其实每一场都有不同的感受。但当然，其实，在感觉确实现场的这种观众啊，还有这次比赛的这种主办方，其实我觉得对于比赛的布置啊，还有这种场馆啊，包括灯光还有氛围，我觉得都是非常好吧。而且非常感谢大家能够来到重庆，然后来现场支持我们吧。
So I am happy to win this champion. From my first game to my last game, I had different feelings. So I am here no matter it is for the audience or the host or the arena or the atmosphere. I was feeling so good, and I am so thankful for everybody for coming here to support me.
And I ask you this every time you win a title, you always work so hard. You never celebrate yourself or reward yourself, but will you do anything to celebrate this win today?
这也是一个我经常问你的问题。你这一次夺得冠军之后，有没有什么特别的庆祝方式呢？
我觉得还回去好好休息吧。然后因为确实明天还要去赶往下一个比赛，所以说我觉得确实还是在于更多的，其实在于这种身体上的恢复，包括这种休息。我觉得现在对于我们来说应该是最为重要的吧。但当然，我觉得当然有时间，明天肯定也会去重庆啊，这种确实比较有名的地方可能会去看一看。但我觉得应该睡一觉起来，我觉得时间有点不大够了。我希望以后能够来重庆，有时间去转一转嘛，因为我觉得重庆也是一个非常好的城市。自己2年来到这里比赛，确实也没有时间去逛吧，我觉得。但当然以后有时间吧，或者说以后自己退役了，我觉得可能时间更多一点。
So first of all, I will take a break because I will go to another match tomorrow. So the most important thing for me is to take a rest and have a full recovery. But I always didn't have time to walk around in Chongqing since Chongqing is a very good city. But my time is always limited, and I've been here 2 times for the matches. I didn't have a time to really have experience in Chongqing. So maybe in the future, if I have time or after my retirement, I would choose a time to have a tour in Chongqing.
Well, we've enjoyed seeing you here in Chongqing. Congratulations on a great week and enjoy your celebrations.
非常感谢你给大家呈现了这么多精彩的比赛，希望我们都非常的享受观看了你的这一整周的比赛，然后希望你以后可以有更好的表现。
Thank you.
Thank you.